Have you ever needed something so bad that you would do anything to get it? A job, a babysitter, or that Starbucks coffee? But what if it was an organ that you really needed? There is a high need for organ donors, and the list continues to grow daily. Organ donation is the process in which a person allows an organ from their body to be removed and transplanted to another person, legally, with the consent of the person while they are alive or by the next of kin after they have died. The first organ transplant was successfully transplanted in 1954 by a living donor who donated their kidney to their identical twin brother. In 1962, the first organ transplant was done by a deceased person. Organ donation has grown throughout the years, but the need has also grown. Organ donation may be for research or more commonly from healthy transplantable organs and tissues that can be taken from one body to another. I didn't just research organ donating for this speech only. My stepdad is currently in the ICU recovering from his double lung transplant that he received on October 17th of this year. He was diagnosed with interstitial lung disease around 5 years ago, so this hits very close to home for me. Organ donation can save many lives, even through research only. Today, we are going to learn about how to become an organ donor, the need for organ donors, the benefits that each family does receive from organ donating, and why you would want to become an organ donor. Around the world, there are 109,000 people that are currently waiting on the National Transplant List. According to donatelife.net, the organs are not donated in time. People are living longer, which is phenomenal for us as people, but that makes the need for organs that much greater. There are more people in need of a transplant than are willing to donate the organs. Currently, 17 people die every single day waiting on their transplant, and every 9 minutes another is added to the transplant list, with 80% of them needing a kidney. These stats are gathered by organdonor.gov. Now that you are aware of the need for organ donors, we will now learn how to become an organ donor. Becoming an organ donor is very simple. WebMD.com says that you can fill out an organ donor card when you go to get your license or renew your license. Also, you can register on your state's donor registry list by going to organdonor.gov. Anyone can be an organ donor, but if you are 18 years or younger, you would need to have the consent from your parent or your guardian to become an organ donor. I personally know of a family that had a daughter that needed a bone marrow transplant, and her 16-year-old sister was able to give that to her through the consent of their parents. Many of you don't want to register to become an organ donor right now, and that is fine. But after you pass, you need to be sure that your parents or your loved ones understand your wishes to become an organ donor. We are now aware of how to become an organ donor and the need for organ donors, but what is the benefit that both families do receive? The recipient is not the only one that receives benefits from an organ donor. By donating your organs, you are giving somebody the second chance of life. That second chance of life could be that to a child, a mother, or a father to that child, and they can continue to live their life with their children. It can also bring peace to the organ donor's family, knowing that their loved ones could save so many different lives. One person can save 8 different lives by donating their major organs: their heart, both lungs, their liver, their pancreas, both kidneys, and their intestines. You can also change and even save other lives as well by donating other organs in your body. Organ donation is the gift of life, and many people struggle with deciding whether to become an organ donor. My stepdad donated his lungs to science, hoping to save others and to find research about this disease before they might need a double lung transplant. Having more knowledge on how to become an organ donor and why you should become an organ donor might help your decision to become an organ donor. Today we have learned the need for organ donors, how to become one, and the benefits that all families receive when donating an organ. Organ donation is the second chance of life, and it is something that can never be repaid. I know my stepfather is so grateful to his donor and their family And he wants nothing more than to meet that family one day so that they can see that their loved one was able to save a life. We will continue to pray for my stepfather's recovery and as well as the family that is suffering the loss of their loved one. Thank you.